Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. We have a fun show for you today. Scotty G joins me, and we do a little comparison between Walt Disney World and Disneyland experiences. Listener Craig brought up a thought while we were out there in Disneyland over the half marathon weekend a few weekends ago. And he heard that some folks were saying that all attractions that are both at Disneyland and Walt Disney World are superior on the West Coast. So I brought this up to Scott and we had the conversation. Is this true? Is every attraction that is on both coasts better at Disneyland? And maybe some are, maybe some aren't. We also talk about experiences like hotels, transportation, and the logistics of a Walt Disney World vacation versus a Disneyland vacation and the overall feel. So here are overarching conversation on this thought and then share over in the clubhouse so we can continue the conversation there. I think it's a fun conversation. We appreciate Craig bringing this up for us. Don't forget our podcast today brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your amazing Disney adventure, and the best part, no additional cost to you. So check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You're the folks who keep this show going, and we appreciate that so very much. You can support us as well, just $5 a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come over this week. We'd sure love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2848 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready for a great 2-day weekend here in the States and all over the world. We're going to have a good time. If you were here watching us live, you get that because it was a struggle to get this show off the ground, but we are here getting the weekend kicked off with you. We're going to have some fun conversations and a topic that was brought up by our friend Craig over in the Discord and that I got to run with down at out at Disneyland a few weeks ago down from Louisville, Kentucky. Brought up a good point. I thought I'd bring it up to Scott. We could have a discussion here and we can continue it over in the clubhouse. So Scotty G joining us, Must See Adventures, where he's always coffee in hand and fingers on the editing button at all times. Scotty G, what's going on? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. 2-day weekends, 3-day weekends. It's all the same to you, Mike, because I feel like you never get a weekend, it seems like.
Well, I'm getting a little break this right about now, but thank you, Stacy, for covering for me and my guests. So if you have questions, yes, Stacy's in control. Don't worry.
There we go. Thank you, Stacy. But yeah, I enjoyed the last 3-day weekend, but yes, I'm thankful for any weekend we can get. But yeah, and I'm excited to hang out with you for a little bit today and talk a little Disneyland, Walt Disney World. Like, what's the topic today, Mike? What was Craig's idea?
Well, so I thought this is cool because you're going to be in Disneyland here shortly. I'm excited. You'll be at the Trop there. And I'm really I've talked about this before. I'm so
pumped for the Trop. All right, so we were talking pre-show today, and I was playing with the Disneyland app. I had to fire that up. I haven't had it downloaded in a while, so I was excited. And like the app's kind of confused me because it looks very similar, except that it's a different castle, right? So I plugged my reservation in, and then I went to like my future plans, and boom, a picture of the Tropicana popped up. I'm like, oh yeah, we're getting close. It's about time. So yeah, I'm getting really excited for the Tropicana.
And I walked past it, 20 times probably because you
Did you know how many steps it was once you got to there? Dude, for me to let me know?
It's not many to the parks. It's right across the street. But and like if you were running a race, man, because the path that like where you cut through to go to the corrals for the 10K and a half, it's between the Tropicana and I think the Camelot. Right. But
you stayed there one year, didn't you?
No, I stayed at the Grand Legacy, which
Grand Legacy. Okay.
The start line was right behind my hotel, but I had to walk all the way down to go around. I was like, oh man, if I could just jump the fence, but they don't really like you doing that. So
no,
kind of
usually
not.
Not.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, it's right in my parking lot of my hotel. But I mean, real quick. Okay. So we're going to kind of compare Disneyland and Walt Disney World because it's something Craig brought up. But okay. Well, here's what we're going to talk about here for at least the first part of the show. We're recording on a Friday night to kind of get ahead here because I'm out of the studio for a little bit. But Craig sent me a message on Discord, and I heard this actually on my trip a couple of different times. I was out there for 5 days for the Disneyland Half Marathon. I was out there Wednesday through Sunday. I flew home Monday morning super early.
Long trip, by the way.
It was.
I mean, that's a long time at Disneyland.
Well, here's the thing, and I've learned my lesson, right? If you want to be able to, this is for anybody doing Run Disney events. If you really want to do the expo, they've got you. Because, for example, when I was down for marathon weekend, right? The expo was on, I was doing Dopey. The expo was on Thursday. So I had to be there for Dopey. You got to be there Thursday to get your bib. But if you want to get merch, the official whatever merch, you got to get in that virtual queue, which is brutal. I hate the virtual queue. But to get in it, you have to be like within X amount of miles of Walt Disney World, and you got to be there by like 8 o'clock in the morning. So realistically, if you're coming from any great distance, you got to be there the day before. So I had to get there, and for Disneyland, I wanted to be there to see if there was good merch. And I mean, it's January, it's February, and it was late January. And I mean, do I want to go to Anaheim? Yes. So I went out on Wednesday to be there. And so I got 5-day park hopper tickets with Lightning Lane. So Wednesday I got in at like 2 PM. I made a reel about it because I could not believe it on Instagram that I got there. I took off in St. Louis at about 10:30, and because you're flying west, you gain those 2 hours from the central time zone. Landed about 12:30, jumped an Uber. I was at Disneyland Hotel or Disneyland Park at like 2 o'clock because my room was ready as soon as I got there. I had pre-ordered not groceries, but I mean, I pre-ordered 3 things: 24-pack of Coke Zero, an 8-pack of Gatorade Zero, and a box of Pop-Tarts. The Bachelor life, right? It was already there when I got there. Like, they're like, "Sir, your groceries have arrived." I'm like, "They're not really groceries, but I'll take them." So I take them to my room, drop off my stuff, and boom. And that's the greatest thing about Disneyland, right? I'm in a Good Neighbor Hotel, the Hojo. Walk 10 minutes later, I'm standing at the gate of Disneyland. Boom. Don't have park reservations. Totally forgot to make my own. But I figured that out. I'm in 5 minutes later. But long story short, the thing is, if you're going to be there, like I had to be there to be, so I could make my virtual queue for the next morning to do the expo, and all that worked out. I talked about that on the podcast the other day. But what we heard and what Craig brought up was, and I heard this, because so many of the people I was hanging out with, right, are huge Disney fans. They listen to the show. They're on the Lizards. And other people that I was around. They go to Walt Disney World a lot. They go to Disneyland occasionally or a lot. And I heard this. They said, if there's an attraction that is both an experience at Disneyland and is at Walt Disney World, almost every time the experience is better at Disneyland. And I wanted to bring that to the show. And bring that not only to you, I was going to bring it to Ricky and Pam if they were here, but Pam's down doing stuff in Florida right now with the agency. Ricky's actually at Walt Disney World, is recording right now. But I thought we could have this conversation and see where you fall with that. And then in the clubhouse, we could have this conversation. So where do you fall when you hear that? That's a huge generality, but let's have a conversation. So what do you think when you first hear that?
I like it. So when I first hear it, I think, oh my gosh, that's 100% right. Like, absolutely. Everything at Disneyland, attraction-wise, is superior than it is at Walt Disney World. But what I would like to do is kind of break it down a little further, because it's definitely not 100%, in my opinion. I think once you start going, like, ride for ride, Pirates versus Pirates, things like that, I think you'd be surprised that it's not 100%, at least not in my opinion. But when you first hear it, I think it seems like it's a no-brainer, 100%. What do you think?
Well, I think too, it's one of those things, and I'm guilty of this probably, and I get myself, like, worse than anything, when I get back from Coronado Springs on the show, I'm always like, Coronado Springs is the greatest hotel ever. I got back from French Quarter at Marathon Weekend. I'm like, I'm going to stay at French Quarter for the next 10 trips because it was so awesome. I'm like a prisoner of the moment kind of person, because I just enjoy life, and I enjoy these awesome experiences that I get to have. Like the latest cruise ship that I was on is usually my favorite cruise ship. It's just, I get so amped up that I get to do these cool things that I am so prisoner of the moment. I love what I get to do, the latest thing. So I worry that because I was just at Disneyland, like I was super amped up on Marathon. Like when I was there for Marathon weekend, like I was so amped up on Walt Disney World. Now that I was just at Disneyland, is it just a prisoner of the moment thing for me? But I don't know that it is. But I thought we would kind of talk through for our listeners because not everybody's been to Walt Disney World and Disneyland as many times as we have. I've been to Disneyland now 6 times. It's not a lot, but it's getting, I'm more comfortable with it. I'm starting to feel my way around and be a little more comfortable with the place. But like, let's talk attractions first. And so I think we can agree that for the most part, the attractions that are, head to head, Disneyland does win on almost every attraction. Can you find an exception where there's a same attraction that's better at World?
I have some for sure.
Maybe the Autopia versus Tomorrowland Speedway.
Oh no, I think Autopia is way better.
It's kind of weird, but maybe it could be better at Disneyland. It's.
I think
old school
Autopia
feel.
is. I love Autopia.
It is.
It's
got the little
really
robot
enjoy it a
guy.
lot.
Yeah.
So this is I'll start with what I think is a controversial one. I'll just jump right to it.
Okay, let's go. So what this is about? We're just hanging out
So
here.
I'm going to jump right to it. My name's Scott on Instagram. You know where I am. Space Mountain is way better in Magic Kingdom than it is Disneyland. Easily way better.
So you think that the one at Magic Kingdom is better than Disneyland's?
Not even close. It's way superior.
See,
I cannot stand Disneyland's version.
Okay, here's the thing. I think I was with you until this very last trip because I'm getting old, man. And I told myself, because I love the single seater and the old feel of it and the crickety crackety of the whole thing. I love that because it's like nostalgic. But I'll tell you what, with Lightning Lane, and I rode that a couple times at Disneyland, I was like, oh, dude, this is so much smoother. Like, I don't feel like I'm dead when I get off this thing. Like, I get, like, I love the nostalgia, but also it didn't kill me. So that was the first time I felt that way. Yeah. It changed for me this trip. Like, I still get where you're coming from, but it was a lot more comfortable.
It's all turns. It just feels like it's just turns. And I get that it's like smooth and all this, but like, I feel like World's version has more drops. It feels faster. It's rougher. Like it's more Space Mountain to me, And I mean, yeah, I like the Disneyland version too, but like, I always disagree every time someone tells me that. And that's what's great about this conversation, right? Like, it's always it's opinion. There's no fact about this, but I really think that's just better. It's the Space Mountain is really better.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like 50 now. I'm thinking about more actually as we're talking about this that I think are better at World.
Well, so I was having the conversation. I think the track is exactly the same. Like I swear,
it's totally different.
See,
in my opinion.
I swore the track was exactly the same out at Land. I was like, I remember the dips, the curves, and everything felt exactly the same as World's
It just
track.
feels like it's just turns. It just feels like you go up and then you just go like slowly doing these turns.
I was telling somebody, I was like, I think I was telling Sean, I think the track's exactly the same. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, so we have opinions on that. Okay, but here's one thing that I think is better, definitely at Disneyland, is and they both have them, the Main Street vehicles at Disneyland, obviously, because I mean it's like the original park, but they run all day, like they're running in dark, like you'll have and it'll be dark out. Like I love that, you know what I'm saying? Like it seems like the Main Street vehicles at Magic Kingdom run until like noon. Like the Main Street vehicles are cool, and it brings the kinetic energy of Main Street alive. I wish they would just run those all the time. I mean, they would be equal then because they're the same thing. But yeah, keep the Main Street vehicles going.
So great. I mean, it's just I can't add more to that. They're so magical. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just seems like they're more magical. And you saw the legendary cast member out there a couple weeks ago too. Yeah. Oh yeah, my gosh, he told me a story because there's that legendary photo of Walt. One of the last photos of him, I think it was like in a Time magazine or whatever, of in that vehicle, and like Steve was telling a story about. Yeah, it was this vehicle right here that one of the last photos of Walt was like ever. Like, just gives you goosebumps when he like tells that story. It's just, I just love those vehicles. They're so good.
By the way, shout out to listener Jason, who is watching us poolside at Alani right now as we record.
So jealous.
He's winning.
So good. He is winning. I know 3 different people that are in Alani right now. I mean, not Alani, but in Hawaii. That is so crazy.
Definitely not in
Well,
Michigan.
we know one. We know the definite one where Superior is in Disneyland is Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean,
100%,
there's no doubt.
100%. It's because it's longer, and we got the Blue Bayou. You know, you get to, and it's not even like I'm torn like with that scene because do you look right to look into the restaurant, which is cool because you got people, you got all the people, the whole scene. But if you don't look left, that scene on the left is super cool. You know, the
I
whole
love
dock.
the scene on the left,
Yeah.
like the guy in this
got a lot to
rocking
see.
chair.
Yeah.
Like,
And the
so
sounds,
good.
you got all the crickets and stuff. Oh yeah, and the frogs. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I have, and I had this discussion with a couple people too. The first trip I went out there, Sleeping Beauty Castle, like it bothered me, like it totally did. Like I was like, it's so small. This is a bad show. Now I love Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland. It's perfect. It's like perfect for Disneyland. It is not too small. It's just right. I love it in that park. But do we say Cinderella Castle's better? I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's stunning.
Cinderella Castle's better.
It's stunning.
But I love the little walkthrough story of
I do like that.
Sleeping Beauty. That's
Yeah.
fun. That's fun to do.
Okay. Okay. Vero Mike says Haunted Mansion Superior at Magic Kingdom.
That's on my list. 100% agree with Vero Mike. It's not even close to me.
It is probably better. Yeah,
I
it's
think
probably
it's-
better.
Now, if you do the overlay,
But Holiday,
like,
yeah, Holiday's better. I don't even like that movie. But yeah, it's awesome.
but traditional Haunted Mansion, I think is better. At Magic Kingdom, no doubt. I think it's better for sure.
Yeah.
Another one. So I will say, the facade is better at Disneyland. It's so hard to say. Actually.
Like you
It's
mean
a
like when you
mix.
walk up like on the other side of
Yeah.
the train station?
So I need a combination of the two. So in Small World, I like the Small World in Magic Kingdom is like flooded, like the water like is flooded over. But in Disneyland, it's not. I don't like the appeal of it. Like I don't like the look of it, but I love the facade, like outside. I
Yep.
think it's amazing. And I love how like you queue up outside and everything. Like that is great. But then once you're in, I don't like it as much. But I love the extra characters. Like I love like the scene with Woody, and I love like Princess Jasmine. I love how they added like the Disney characters in Disneyland. So like I just want like a combination of the two,
Like a hybrid.
if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. So I mean, if you had to take like a clone of one or the other, which I'd probably
That's
take,
so
I'd
hard.
probably take Land because of the characters, and I like plus how the train goes by in the front. That's kind of
Oh my
cool.
god, yeah, the train. Okay, like I was actually going to say like I like the Magic Kingdoms better just because of the way the water like floods, but
I do like. Plus, I mean, and also for the Magic Kingdom's defense, when you go out, you can look up and see the people eating inside of
I know,
Pinocchio's
I
village
know.
house. That's pretty cool.
But
Touch.
I love queuing outside though too.
That is, yeah, that's awesome.
And then what they do with like the lights, the Christmas lights. I'm going Disneyland now. I'm actually going to say Disneyland's version of Smart World is better. This is a little like fun comparison,
I do
but
like this, and I hope this
but this
is
is what's great though. Like,
Yeah.
and this is what I've always said is what's great about if you're able to go to both coasts, like you get different experiences, which is what's fantastic. Like an easy one for me that's way better at Disneyland. It shouldn't even make sense, but it does. It's the same exact ride. You're in a teacup, you're spinning around in
But
circles.
it's not.
But it's completely different, and it's Mad Tea Party. It's completely different.
Yeah. Because you can look up, there's no canopy. Like
There's no canopy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yep.
it's also Fantasyland itself at Disneyland is just it's unparalleled. I mean, because
Best land.
so many times. I mean, I was only there for 5 days. I feel like I was there for a week, but you will see characters walking around. I mean, like Geppetto was standing right next to the teacups one day, and it wasn't like 20 minutes after park opening. It was a couple hours. It might have been like around lunchtime. It was it was Geppetto and Pinocchio walking around. They're right by the teacups there between Alice and the teacups, watching people spinning around. Peter Pan was peeking around the corner, like jumping out at people on Alice, like as that goes inside from the outside
Yeah.
part. It's
It's
unmatched. I mean, so even in like when you're riding the teacups, you're looking at the Matterhorn, you're looking at the Storybook Canal boats. Yeah, it's there's something to be said there because you're not seeing as much at the Magic Kingdom. Even though they are at night, they're pretty beautiful though. But they're still at Disneyland too. Yeah, but so people are mentioning over. I mean, People Mover is obviously they don't have one anymore at Land. They used to. So People Movers, I mean, a beloved attraction, but I mean, there's no apples to apples with that.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else.
And their
though.
Buzz Lightyear is better at Disneyland. Like now, I think we're going to. I'm very curious what's going to happen at Magic Kingdom. I think we're going to have where you have your blaster is going to be, you know, you're going to be able to be more mobile with it, you know? So I think, and that was always what was better at Disneyland, in my opinion. So they might be pretty even once we get that up and running again at Magic Kingdom. If you compare Radiator Springs racers to Test Track,
there's no comparison.
Compare them.
Even the new Test Track, which I like the new Test Track, but man, Radiator Springs Racer is just so good. It's so good. It's so, I mean, like, if you are not like laughing and having the best time of your life on that ride, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, I just laughed through the whole thing. I have to have the biggest smile on my face because, like, the whole ride is fun. You get spray painted by the guy that's like high out of the car. That's like, I don't know, he's like, you know, whatever. Ramon, or you get the tires from the Italian guy. Zoop, zoop. You know, you're going through the old guys telling you hippie, you know, or whatever. I love the whole thing. It's awesome. And then you get to the point like, dude, we're gonna smoke you. You get the other car, you're going down, and oh, God, it's the best.
It's my wife's all-time favorite attraction at any park. She absolutely loves it, and she's right. I mean,
she is
so
right.
Good.
She is right. She is. I mean, that's why you go with 1 million people. The rope drop that sucker. It's worth it. That's where everybody goes there.
So I have not done Tiana's Bayou Adventure at Disneyland. So I'm gonna
hang on. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Again, they need to take that thing down a notch because again, I was watching people get off that thing. They may as well have scuba dived in the rivers of America. Like. Okay. Why do they have to drown people on that thing? Because that's why I have not got on it. I do not. Right. It's like your shoes get wet. People got off that thing like they had just dived into the river. It was unbelievable. People were dripping all the way like through Hungry Bear. It was crazy.
Yeah. So that's where I was getting at. So I'm just going to compare it to Splash Mountains and that's where I'm getting at basically. Like it's better in Magic Kingdom because you don't get. It's not like someone is pouring buckets of water over you while you're doing the ride. I mean, it's ridiculous how wet you get there at Disneyland. And we were talking about it with my family as we're like planning our trip coming up. We like Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We absolutely love it. I don't think we're going to ride it because we're going to be at Disneyland for 2 days and we are not going to risk being completely drenched for those 2 days and be miserable. So we're just going to skip it. Because it's not worth being wet all day. It's awful.
Because it's like a trade-off, right? I mean, it's a 3-minute attraction versus you're going to be wet for like 4 hours minimum. You know, and I just hate having wet shoes, socks.
Yeah, it's no good.
Shorts, all that. You know, sometimes jeans if it's not warm, whatever it is. Oh, no. I'm just too old for that. I mean, I know it sounds cranky, but Aubrey says, it's a good question. So it's 2 Snow White attractions. They're kind of different experiences. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Magic Kingdom, the Snow White attraction, which is the classic dark ride in Fantasyland. Obviously, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train superior, right?
I don't know. I love that dark ride.
It is a good dark ride.
Because I wish we had more dark rides.
That's why I love Disneyland, though, because, God, that is so good. There's so many of them just boom right there.
Because you got Mr. Toad, you got Pinocchio, and like,
Snow White.
They're so great. I actually almost think I like the Snow White ride in Disneyland better.
I'm just glad,
crazy as that sounds.
Well, next door you got Pinocchio, right? So that's kind of like it's the same experience but a different story. And I was noticing those. They're dark rides. They're dark. That's what I was gonna say. Between that Toad and Snow White, they're dark rides because like you're in a dark room, but they're also dark stories. They're like they're like nightmare fuel. Like if you're a little kid, kids probably have nightmares after going on those things. Sometimes they're crazy. When you think about it.
For sure. What do you think? What do you think about the Big Thunder at Disneyland compared to a Magic Kingdom Big Thunder?
Again, because like Disneyland, the exploding parts, and I would say it's better.
Which I think we're getting right now.
I think we are getting. I think that's why they're doing that. Yeah, I think it'll be the same, or probably, hopefully, better at World because it's an upgrade. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. And plus, it goes right past Rancho del Zocalo.
I know that makes it even better, right?
Well, because it's awesome. Like when I get my burrito,
You could be sitting there and just watching people like
that's
ride,
what I do.
You know? It's
When I
awesome.
get my Rancho de Zocalo, I always get a table right on the rail so I can see the people coming off. I just sit there and eat my burrito and watch people cruise it because it's at the very end of the ride. You know, like, do they look messed up? Do they look happy? You know, how was the ride on Big Thunder? That's
So let me ask you this. We've been really like focused on attractions here. So I know we're recording these out of order a little bit. I think you did a trip report to that. People have already heard, but I'm going to ask you about parades. So I know you saw Paint the Night. You and I have talked about it offline here a little bit. But if you compared like some nighttime spectaculars, like if you compared like a Paint the Night to maybe not a Spectrum Magic, maybe to like a Main Street Electrical Parade, like how, like, is it too hard to compare because they're a little different? Like, what would you say? Is there a winner in this category or not?
I can't believe this because I am so Spectrum Magic. Like Spectrum Magic just has my heart because it's when I started going to Walt Disney World with Paige when she was little. It's like when I felt it's like it, you know, I think you have that soft spot in your heart for like when you first fell in love with the parks. And it's, for me, it's Spectrum Magic, Wishes, Illuminations, that era, even Phantasmic. I texted you that night because you'd always told me like, you guys see Paint the Night, man. It's cool. So I'll tell you real quick. I'll tell you my story because I don't know if I told it on that podcast or not, but I was solo. I wasn't with any of the lizards or anything that night because it was showing on a Friday night and a Sunday night when I was there, 2 nights, and I wanted to see it both because you told me it was good. So the Friday night, of course, I had to run Saturday for the 10K. I'd run the 5K that morning, and I was like, I'm going to see it, but. And I mean, people out there, they take their parade seriously. And on a Friday night at Disneyland, it was a nut house. I mean, it was crazy. There was so many. The thing was, the lines weren't long for the rides, but starting at like 4:00, people started like lining up for the parade. It was I mean, but I loved it. There was such an energy in the park. It was great. So anyway, the parade was like 8:45 or something. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? And I know, don't come at me. Don't send me emails, but here's my plan. So, all 5 nights, I did this all 5 nights. I mobile ordered Gibson Girl as I left Disneyland and got my 2-scooper ice cream of my chocolate chip cookie dough in Rocky Road. So I was like, okay, how can I do this? 'Cause I don't want to be in the, and the good news, you don't have to wait for a bus or anything like that, like you do at the Magic Kingdom, because you just walk out of the park and hang a left and walk to your hotel. It's great. That's awesome compared to World. But I was like, where am I going to watch it from? I really want to see it on Main Street. So I was like, okay, I'm going to walk by Gibson Girl and scope out. Cause you got to, you got to keep moving on the one side of the rope. They'll yell at you. But if you go on the other side of the rope, then you got to stand, right? And so I walked past Gibson Girl and there was these 2 moms with 2 strollers, but there was a little space between the 2 strollers and like a tree, like a little tree in front of Gibson Girl. And so I went up to the 2 moms and I said, excuse me, is there any space there between those 2 strollers? I was like, it's just me. I'm by myself. I was like, I won't cause any trouble. Oh, no, come on in. So I got in there like
hey, you were polite about it. Though.
I was.
You didn't like sneak up,
dude.
Though,
no, it wasn't like it was probably like 8:00. I was probably waited like 30 minutes, 45 minutes before but we got to be like all friends. We got to talk about like where we're from, and they were big Disney fans too. And we got how excited I was for the. But to get the long story short, man, that parade is awesome. Like dude, it's better than Spectral Magic and Main Street Electrical Parade because it starts off with like a nod to Main Street Electrical Parade and the music, how it starts, and then it's got like the balls from Spectral Magic at the end, and it's just stunning, and the visuals and I love that Wreck-It Ralph song that kind of carries through the whole thing. Oh, dude, it's so good. I'd watch it every night if I could. It's that good. It's amazing, dude. I loved it. I loved it. I had to text you. I was like, so good. I texted you. I know it was like, and it's long. It's a super long parade. It's so good. And I think I just killed Scott. Oh, you're back. You're back. Oh, you're back. You're back. Okay. I was just saying, it's so good that I even texted you, and it was probably 11:30 at night, your time. I had to text you.
But I was all for it. So you said at the top, though, you're kind of like, oh, the most recent thing that I did, is like always like my favorite thing. So like if I talk to the new CEO, Josh D'Amaro, and he's like hooked it up and said, all right, I'm going to have Spectral Magic ready to go at your next Walt Disney World vacation. And he had Spectral Magic for you. I don't know. Would your tune change? Do you think?
No,
Maybe?
I'd be happy with that because again, I think we agree on this. I'm fine with different things on different coasts. So I would love to have, when I go to Walt Disney World, Spectrum Magic, a little dose of nostalgia there, and then this stunningly cool Paint the Night when I go to Disneyland. Because I think this limited time run for the
Spectrum
70s.
Magic. I mean, doesn't it bum you out that Paint the Night's like gonna go away?
Yeah.
Again, like
Dude, why? Because and you know how I got to see it at first was like during the 5K. We come around a corner backstage in that Mack truck, Mack from the big 18 wheeler. He's like, boom, lit up like like a photo op. And I was like, oh, because I mean, you've seen the pictures of it online, right? I mean, it looks good in pictures, but man, when I saw it going around and I was, I'm trying to get a PR, dude. So Marco's running next to me, dude. I'm not stopping. So I'm just like hauling and I saw the thing, dude. I was like, oh, but I couldn't stop. And I'm thinking, I got to see this parade for real now because that thing is way better than I even thought it would look. So yeah, but yeah, the whole parade's there. Why not show it every night? It's so like, it has to be one of the best things Disney's made. Come on now. It's so good. The music's so good. Oh, but yeah, you're right.
And it's like 11 years old. But I mean, they haven't been running it for 11 years, obviously, but like, man,
it's so
just
good.
So good.
But here's another thing we talked about too. Just how it's a different experience at Disneyland because of how like your situation is getting to and from the parks. And I don't know if it's like, because we talk about like better or worse, like that's kind of how we were comparing things today, but it's different because I mean, it's fun to ride a monorail. It's fun to ride the Skyliner. It's fun. We talk about riding the boats, the Sassagoula River, the friendship taxis, all that stuff is a part of the whole Walt Disney World experience. It's the essence of a Walt Disney World vacation. Yet I was so scared to go to Disneyland because I'm like, it's 2 parks. You're in Anaheim. You see the Denny's, you see the IHOP, you got the guy with the parrot on the corner when you're staying in a Good Neighbor hotel. It's weird at first, but like, yeah, I think I've gotten past that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a trade-off that I can walk right out of the park. I got my Gibson Girl double scoop ice cream in my hand. I'm eating it while I'm walking down Harbor, whatever street that is. I can't remember what it is. I was walking down the Harbor, and I mean, I'm in my room in 10 minutes, and it's always 10 minutes. I'm not waiting on a bus. I'm not worried about how big the crowds are after a parade. I'm Shoe Leather Express, and bam, I'm at my hotel every time in 10 minutes. It does not matter. And it's beautiful. And like when I want to rope drop the park, I know how long it's going to be to get there. The only thing I worry about is the line for security, which is, now that's worse at Disneyland. Way worse. Bad. That's terrible. I have to use a fanny pack out there because it's easier. Just keep all your junk in one thing and show it to them instead of doing your pockets all the time. But yeah, but it is a different experience. Like I don't know what's, because I mean, is it a trade? I mean, because the transportation system is an integral part of your Walt Disney World vacation, but there's a convenience to being able to get to the parks just walking at Disneyland.
Yeah, and listen, I talk about this a lot, but like we just miss, the convenience is so great at Disneyland, just the walking, but we just miss the water. Like we miss like
water's beautiful.
We miss the logistics. There's so much water at Walt Disney World, so but like we miss seeing like the boat transportation, the Bay Lake, the Crescent Lake, the Seven Seas Lagoon, like just the scope of Walt Disney World is so nice. The bubble, so like while like it's frustrating sometimes when you're like in a hurry, like mentally, because you said I love what you just said, like like it's gonna take me 10 minutes to get to my hotel, it's gonna take me 10 minutes to walk to the hotel to get the security and all that. Where you're leaving Magic Kingdom, you don't know if it's gonna take you 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes. And that's hard to plan for a lot of times, so you're thinking like, well, my dinner reservation is at 7:30, so you're doing all this like backwards math where like you don't have to do that as much at Disneyland, but you kind of like that a little bit at Walt Disney World. Like you like having to like go back to your room and like change an outfit, go swimming a little bit, and go into another resort, because you only have like the 3 resort hotels, at Disneyland. Like it's fun, like resort hopping and seeing all those things. So like I miss that a lot when I'm at Disneyland, and I think you miss it a lot too, like a little to a certain extent.
I do miss it, but I will say this, that, because I didn't go out there till 22 because I was really thinking that you are like in the city. Like I really thought of it as like Six Flags in Eureka, Missouri, how our Six Flags is, and it just sits right off Interstate 44 next to the Phillips 66, right? And I will say maybe I've mentally tried to train my brain this way. Speaking of the bubble, because I think I'm totally a bubble person. Like when I go to Walt Disney World, I get in an Uber. I don't even rent a car. I get in an Uber at the airport. They drop me off, and I never leave property until the Uber picks me up and takes me right back to the airport. That's how I go every time to Walt Disney World now. And I do the same for Disneyland. Like I go to whatever airport, get in an Uber, go to my hotel. And even when I'm in a good neighbor, I just kind of tell myself that like from the Hojo to the parks is still the bubble, right? Because it's not even that like abrasive, you know, like going past the Camelot Inn and Suites or the Tropicana or the Courtyard Inn. They're still I mean, yeah, the Mimi's is kind of weird because we have a Mimi's here in St. Louis on the corner, but and the guy like you know the dude that's with the parrot and the guy selling the $1 waters. But I mean, it's one corner. Like, and once I'm past that, there's a "Welcome to Disneyland" sign, and once I go under that, like I'm back in the bubble. There's buses, so. Yeah, it's not as shocking, but it is. But you're right. I mean, the scope of the place with like the because there's a monorail still there right past my hotel. The monorail goes on that side. But you're right. The water, the beauty of, you know, going down the Sassagoula, you don't get that. But I just don't think people are there as long typically. Like you don't have a lot of people going to Disneyland for like 5 days. Usually it's like two or three. But man, I'll tell you what, a 5-day vacation is very pleasant out there. You get to do so much for many times. I would recommend it.
It is.
Somebody.
Here's a question I'm dying to know too, because you were there for 5 days. Did you even go to downtown Disney? Did you even do anything down there?
I just walked because I had to go to the expo, so I walked through it a couple times.
Yeah. So you went to the Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah, I went to the Disneyland Hotel a couple times because I went there for the expo. Then I went back another time to try to get my corral changed, and the lady would not have it. Even though she changed it for other people on the team, she would not change it for me. I was like, look, I know you're changing people's corrals. She's like, can you show me proof in a race that you've run under a 7-minute mile? I'm like, lady, I am 52 years old. I have not run under 7 minutes. Are you kidding me? Then you're not changing your corral. I'm like, but I know people that are in A that have not run under a 7-minute mile either. She's like, well, it's an honor system. So you're telling me I can't change because I told the truth? Basically. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. Wow. I walked out of there. No, I did go through. That's the
thing. I think Disney Springs is a lot better than their downtown Disney. I mean, it's gotten better though. I say over the years for sure, and
it's getting better because they took down that Earl Sandwich. They're building something big there. They got a Lululemon now, where it's a big Lululemon where that ESPN used to be down at that Inn by Disneyland Hotel, and they got that new like dim sum restaurant down there. It's getting nicer. I think it's proportionally nice, you know, compared.
So that's what I've always kind of liked about it. Yeah, like where Disney Springs, you can get lost because it's like these little like pockets all over the place, but downtown Disney is just like one like straight line, kind of like it's kind of easy to like follow a little bit. But
it's really got anything you need. It's got, you know, some quick counter service food like Earl Sandwich. It's got some nice sit down restaurants. It's got like a confectionery type place. It's got a little sporting store. It's got some home goods. When you think about it, it's got ice cream like Salt and Straw. It's got that. What's that other place? It's got like
that crazy shake place
that you and I went to. Yeah, the burger and shake place. Yeah, I mean, it does have I was thinking about that when I was walking through. It's got like my daughter and wife love that Curl Surf Shop that has like the sweatshirts that say California. It's got it's got Starbucks in the world of Disney. I mean, I was thinking about that as I was walking through it. It's got the Lego store. It's Splitsville. It's got a really, really good mix. Like there's really a decent mix of what they have. You know, there's like. I think you can really find something for everybody in there. They don't have a lot of dupes. Yeah, it's good stuff. Now we have about 5 minutes left. So anything else you want to bring? The train. What do you think about the train out? The train probably just better at Disneyland just for the historical.
For sure. Actually, I was going to bring that up kind of when we were talking about attractions, but yeah, I mean, that's Walt's train.
It is. I mean, yeah, like, you can't say
you can't. That's untouchable. You know. And that's kind of like where I was going at earlier with some of these older attractions. Like Walt had a hand in a lot of these things. You know, we didn't talk about the Tiki Room too. Like I love that Tiki Room out in Disneyland.
When everybody's sitting there eating a Dole Whip in it, you know.
No, it's so good.
Speaking of Walt, though, I got to tell you because you're getting ready to go out there, you have got to do the Walt presentation in the Opera House. Okay. I'll be honest, dude, I was choked up.
Man,
because some people were dogging on it at first, like, oh, dude, blah blah blah. Dude, no, because for like I'd say 75% of it's a film, kind of like they showed a one man's dream of Walt's you know, Walt's story, how they did at the end of
Yeah.
One Man's Dream. But then like the screen comes up and boom, there's Walt. And like I had never heard this story that he tells, and I'm not going to spoil it, but it's like a good blue collar story. And I was like, oh man. I mean, I know he's a robot and everything. He's an animatronic, but man, I mean, like I'm sitting in Disneyland and like right across the street here, right across the town square is the firehouse. Dude, I was kind of stage left because I got into the very end, like we're closing the doors. I was like, whew, got in.
That's like your theme of the trip.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just like, dude, I put on my sunglasses real quick right after I left the theater, dude, because I'll be honest, man, I was tearing up. I was like, this is good. This is the good stuff, man. We're at Disneyland, and whew, it's good. I mean, it was great. So
one thing though too, like this is like a weird it's not an attraction, you know, it's not a parade or anything. It's just kind of how the structure, I call it infrastructure almost. Like I just love that there's so many park benches in Disneyland.
We were talking about that exact thing. We were talking about that exact thing many times. It's a place to sit, relax. It's a place to chill.
To me, it's because this is like Walt wanted, right? It's an actual like park to me. Like I see it like, and I tried to do that with Magic Kingdom. Like I always like, because we go so much, like I see that at Walt Disney World, like I see those as my parks, like my local parks. Even though I'm not local, I go there, I pick up trash when I see it and stuff. Like it's my park. I want to take care of it. But like I really feel that when I'm at Disneyland, like I just feel like this is my park. Where am I gonna go today? I'm gonna sit on this bench here, you know, and do this. Like it just feels like your park for the day, and I'm gonna sit on this bench and just watch guests. You know, I just love that feel of it.
And we really noticed that on like I mentioned, that Friday night. I mean, and I got to tell you one other thing. You got to get one of those baked potatoes back at, it's called the Troubadour or something, back in that corner by Small World, kind of back by Toontown. Because Sean had one when I was there, dude. I had that thing from Edelweiss Snacks that I like so much, the brat that's inside the garlic cheese bread. That thing rocks. But he got that baked potato and it had like burnt ends on it on top with an onion ring on top of that. Oh, dude, he got the right thing. I mean, those things. Oh, a baked potato with that kind of stuff on top of it in a theme park. Like that's where Disneyland rocks. Like that kind of food. Are you kidding me? It's so good.
They do have like some unique snacks. Like I think the food is better at Walt Disney World. Like that's another thing where I probably like am in the minority a little bit on, but I do think they come up with some more like unique or like clever like snack, like unique options. Like, and I think you agree with that too. Like your baked potato with burnt ends. Like I feel like you're not seeing that at Walt Disney World, and I think the reason for that is because it's more touristy, you know, like more like families go there, so they're not going to take as many chances.
Yeah, I feel like Disneyland's more like the quick service food. Like they put more things on the menu that are kind of like grandma would make, or like try to do stuff like that. You know, I don't know, just like snacky things. I love it. I also had that beignet hot chicken breast.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, dude, that thing was good. It was good. Yeah, just saying, just try.
And you had your red
like
velvet Mickey waffle.
Yeah, so that Mickey waffle had I didn't know it had caramel on the inside, but it did, and it had some kind of cream. I don't know if that was limited time for the Lunar New Year because it was red and yellow, but if it's still there, dude, get it. It's at Schmoozies. But funny thing is, you could mobile order at Schmoozies, but it's not on the mobile order menu. It's the only thing on those menus for mobile orders, like their coffees and stuff. So
interesting.
I know.
Well, I'm going to be there because it's going to be the 25th anniversary of DCA. So like Soaring Over California is going to be back, baby, when I'm there.
Dude, they're giving out oranges the day we're recording. I saw as you got off the attraction. It just started, and they were giving out those cuties, those little like tangerines.
Oh, yeah,
tangelos or whatever. Yeah, so you
how
got
sweet is
I know,
that?
you got an orange. Oh, and plus, because we got to get out of here, but
I know.
Did you see that popcorn bucket you can buy at DCA? It's like $55.
I kind of hope it's still there, though. I hope they're not sold out.
Dude, but it does all kinds of stuff. That thing is wild. I was wondering if you're going to get one. You got to get one.
So my question is, are you going to want one if it's still there?
We'll talk. It's a lot. That thing's big. Maybe.
That is massive. I'm going to need like 2 other suitcases. Just
I'm
to bring
saying,
that
if you
baby
can get
home.
one home, I'd totally pay you for one, but that's a big ask. Because I think it's going to be big. Ask, I said.
I know. I had to
ASK.
really, like think. What did you just say?
Just
We got the PG rating.
Exactly.
Don't worry.
I know that was ASK, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. All right, we got to get out of here. But come on over to the clubhouse. That's why I like podcasting, because we can just sit here and have a conversation, because there's no right or wrong answer, but it is fun to go to, Disneyland, go to Walt Disney World. And you know what? Either way, Pirates at Walt Disney World, awesome. Small World at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, awesome. Haunted Mansion, it's great either place, but there are comparisons. So let's do it. All right.
Sure.
The place to do that's Clubhouse. Come on over to beourguestpodcast.com/Clubhouse, free for everybody, and we'll have a great time hanging out. I'm going to have a lot of time to hang out with you this week, so come on over, keep me company. Again, beourguestpodcast.com/Clubhouse. And don't forget, we'd love to help you plan your next Disney vacation, whether you're going to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise Line. Just swing by the website over at themagicforless.com. We'll help you plan that trip. No additional cost to you. Again, over at themagicforless.com. Just let them know you heard about them here on the show. Please use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports us throughout the year. beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so very much to our Patreon supporters. You're the folks who keep us on the air, so I can't thank you enough for that. You can support us just $5 a month. And for that support, you get that bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So come over this week. We'd love to have you at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can keep up with me on the socials at beourguestmike. That's on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. You can follow Scott at Epscott, EPSCOT in those places. But the place you got to be this weekend, it's Must See Adventures over on YouTube. Scott, what's happening on the channel this weekend? I know we're a little bit ahead, but what's up?
We're a little bit ahead, but we're going back in time. We're going to hopefully be on the Disney Magic by now, on the Be Our Guest podcast cruise from last year. The beautiful Disney Magic. Can't wait to show off that cruise. Mike, you finally have made your debut now on Must See Adventures, so we're having lots of fun just cruising with our friends from last year. So go check it out on Must See Adventures.
Like and subscribe. Must See Adventures this weekend, and well, you'll see why I do podcasts rather than vlogs.
No, you're a natural. I will say one thing: the episodes are probably going to be shorter now. Like it's just a weird thing. I was talking about this with Liz. Like when we're with like our friends and stuff, like we just don't record as much because it's kind of weird, like recording around like our friends. You know, because I don't see you as much, like in real life, so like it's not like I want to talk to my camera when I'm like with you, I want to talk to you. So it's just kind of weird to do sometimes. So the episodes are probably going to be a little bit shorter now, but that's okay.
Short episodes are always good, even though we always go too long on this show. I always try to go 30 minutes and we never do. So I totally get it. All right. So we'll be back again on Monday with a great trip report. We're trying to keep you right on schedule with our podcast, doing the best we can. So thanks for hanging with us. We always appreciate the time you spend with us. It means more than you know. So for Scott, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. Whatever you do, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.